Today, Anna Jester is going to talk about leveraging opportunities on your journal website and how to use your online journal site to dynamically promote your content and organization. Anna, a product manager, has been at Allen Press for over 10 years, working in a number of areas, including marketing, online publishing, and online peer review. I'm going to turn the presentation over to Anna now, so don't forget to use the chat box on the lower right of your screen. Send in some questions. You can select host in the send to drop-down box.
Thank you, Tim. As Tim mentioned, my name is Anna Jester, and I am the Product Marketing Manager here at Allen Press for Online Journal and Online Peer Review Services. I want to thank you for joining us today to chat about harnessing the communication power of your journal website. And I want to stress that I definitely consider this a chat, not a lecture, even though I know the phone said we've gone to lecture mode. So please, I want to encourage you to submit questions about all of the suggestions that I will make here today. So first, I want to say congratulations. You have definitely made the right step towards harnessing the communication power of your journal website by attending today's webinar. I am covering a large number of topics today, but one important part of using your journal website to your advantage is to never think you have exhausted every possible resource and idea. Technology and the online world are constantly evolving, and communicating with members, subscribers, and users in new and exciting ways is something you truly must do. The first topic I want to discuss today is branding. Many of us just don't realize how brand loyal we are when it comes to the internet. Perhaps you recognize the logos shown on this slide, and you may prefer one of these internet browsers over the other or others. I apologize if you happen to be a fan of a browser whose logo I didn't feature, but I included those 5 because they represent the largest usage and trends in internet browsers. I've included this source on this particular slide if you'd like to explore additional information about browser statistics and trends, but this slide just shows you a snippet of the information available about what browsers are being used in this year from January to July. You'll see there are 3 different versions of Internet Explorer listed there, IE8, IE7, and IE6, but definitely many people are surprised when they see just how many people percentage-wise are using Firefox to navigate these days on the internet. Be sure to brand your online journal website so that anyone accessing the site can immediately identify your journal and possibly even your association or society. I've given 4 examples here of just screenshots for home or landing pages, each of which are branded and definitely identify very clearly where you are when you come to that particular website. And don't forget, your branding needs to appear on more than just the home or landing page of the journal website. It's important to brand every page a user accesses, especially something like this view right here, which is a table of contents page. Or this additional view here, which lists all content available in a particular journal's website. And don't forget about article pages. If a user accesses your content after doing a search with Google or with a library search engine, they may be linked directly to the article, as users typically expect to be these days, myself included, rather than being taken to your journal homepage. This is especially true for users working in a library with a subscription to your content who may never be asked for a login and password because access has already been granted according to the library's IP range. I also want to stress, always make sure users can easily see what volume, issue, title, and of course the names of the authors when brought to an article page. The next topic I want to discuss is self-linking. I know often when people talk about writing an article, Self-citation is considered not necessarily the best practice. If you were to read an article and then realize that every single reference linked back to the actual journal that this was published in, you might find that a little bit strange. But when it comes to linking on your website, you want to be sure your online journal website includes links to your own websites, also possibly to other publications that you publish, information perhaps about your society or organization, information for authors, maybe information for reviewers, and so on. And make sure the links are available on all or multiple pages in your journal website, so people do not have to go back to the home or landing page every time they need more information. And every so often, please be sure that all the links still take users where you wanted them to be directed. Often when a publication, society, or association information website is updated, the new information has a new URL. Next, I want to talk a little bit about widgets. Widgets are often deemed a short way to say window gadgets, are boxes throughout online websites that add additional functionality to a page without requiring the user to navigate to a new page. You may be familiar with widgets on a variety of different sites, not just journal websites, such as iGoogle, which lets you choose which widgets you want to see. You can see here on an iGoogle page I've brought up, I have circled a widget that would let me search in Wikipedia. There's also one maybe for the date and time. On the right-hand side, I might also have NPR or other information that I want access to. Widgets on journal websites often serve a specific purpose, pardon me, such as these that I'm showing right now, which show publication or society-specific news and announcements. Widgets might have seasonal text. They might mention or advertise your annual meeting, new publications, remind people to renew their memberships or subscriptions, inform people of new publications, or any other message you want to send. In addition, you might want to provide additional journal information through a widget, making it easy to see the ISSN or organization website on every page, which can be very beneficial in today's right now mindset. Widgets on journal websites often also discuss specific purposes such as the benefits of registering for a profile, or they might even allow issue navigation. The two widgets on the right side of the screen here can allow users to easily look at the previous issue and are especially helpful when the publication cover changes with each issue to help a user find an article they saw in a, say, prior issue. So for example, I know perhaps that an article I want is in the issue of Coastal Research that has a particular graphic I found very lovely to look at. It really might help me know that's exactly where I want it to be. In addition, some additional widgets I want to show you today. This one here shows an article-specific table of contents, and the widget uses the XML for each article to create appropriate headings for the article-level table of contents. I'm going to talk just briefly about XML here in a couple minutes, so I will continue that at this point, but I also want to point out you might have a widget that would show related articles. So often authors publish multiple papers in a certain specialty, making the related article search very handy for researchers. Also, you might want to have a widget that shows featured articles. Featured articles can typically be chosen for designation by the editorial office. You may even want to make your featured articles open access, especially if they have, particular timeliness or perhaps they were controversial. And then also, of course, if you've done a press release about a particular article, you might want to feature that article as well. In addition, I just want to show another widget here that is the top 5 most accessed articles. So certainly, keep in mind if you wanted to allow people to know what the most popular articles in the last month in your website are, you certainly can do that. And I just want to stress, you know, David Letterman doesn't have to be the only one with a top 10 list. So using widgets in these ways can help users find information they want, even if they didn't realize they needed that information until they saw the widget. But certainly it also allows them to access the information from a page that they were already on without having to do an additional search. And keeping websites easy to use is definitely something that we're going to see more and more of. All right, so the next topic I want to talk about is advertising. I want to stress this morning, advertising does not have to be commercial. As we begin this discussion about advertising on your journal website, certainly I want to just stress there is no need to cover every spare inch of your website with commercial advertisements or make your editorial board wear jackets covered with logos. But you may want to advertise upcoming events, sister publications, your society, sister societies, and organizations and other non-commercial endeavors. It's a fantastic idea to have advertising on your home or landing page. And in this view, there's an advertisement on the left between the announcements and the register for a profile widget. But there's also advertising space being utilized on the right side of the screen with a Science Daily RSS feed, which has been branded to look like other parts of this particular website. So certainly you can see on the right-hand side of this view that Science Daily advertisement there on the right-hand side is actually an advertisement space that has just been utilized for a specific purpose but made to look as much as possible as if it definitely belongs in this particular website. So keep in mind, it is not enough to only have advertising on your home page. Certainly, it's great to advertise on your home page. This particular view we're looking at now has the site that has utilized advertisement space at the very top of the page, above the banner and navigation bar. And this particular page is one that lists all available online issues of the journal. So again, this is not a home page, but we have utilized the advertising space there. And then here, in addition, the same ad space is being utilized, but this view here is the top of a full-text article page. You may also want to look at other possibilities with advertisements. Often advertisements can be set to rotate so that they only appear every other time a user comes to a page. Or in addition, you might want to have a limit set so that a user never sees an ad more than a specified number of times. So in the back screenshot we have there, you can see there's only one ad on the page. And then in the second one, you can see there's a second advertisement that's going to show up. I believe this one is set to show up every other time a person came to the website. So certainly keep in mind there are plenty of options there. So last but not least, when we talk about advertising today, I just want to stress, be colorful. Black and white advertisements don't typically stand out in today's online world. In addition, clarity is important. Be sure the text and the images are in focus. Also, make sure your targeting is on, and you want to make sure you're advertising to the appropriate demographic. And then last but not least, when you have an online advertisement, be sure that it has a link in it. So when people click on the advertisement, it opens up in a new window and takes the user to additional information.